Hello and welcome to the stream, everybody. Okay, so Splatterhouse 1, we played the first game, both the arcade and the TurboGrafx 16 version, back in the first week of October, and now we're going to tackle the second game. Splatterhouse 2 was released 4 years after the first game, and it was not an arcade game. It released solely for the Sega Genesis, aka the Mega Drive. Same thing with the subsequent game, Splatterhouse 3. This is technically the third game in the series if you count Wanpaku Graffiti for the Famicom. If you ask a lot of people, they'll say that Splatterhouse 2 is the best game in the series, and I totally see why. It is a natural expansion of the first game. It is a sequel through and through. It doesn't switch up the formula. It gives you more of the original Splatterhouse, but in a more refined package. This is probably my least favorite of the 3 Splatterhouse games, but that doesn't mean that it's a bad game. Splatterhouse 2 is great. It's gorier, it's more grim, the graphics are better, the sprite work is more detailed. I actually kind of prefer the graphics of the first game a bit more, just the arcadey feel of it. This game has a really high contrast, gory, like dark look to it, compared to the first game, which is a bit more colorful and a bit more Evil Dead, a bit more B-movie horror, which is appropriate because Splatterhouse 2 is the Evil Dead 2 of video gaming. It is one part a sequel to the original Splatterhouse, and it is one part a retelling, reimagining of the original Splatterhouse, much like how Evil Dead 2 is kind of this in-between of a sequel and a reimagining of the first movie. I love this game. I've never been able to beat it without the use of save states, so we're going to try to beat this save stateless here on stream. And then after we do this, if we have time later tonight, hopefully we can do the next episode of The Walking Dead in its entirety. But yeah, here we go, Splatterhouse 2 for the Sega Genesis. One thing that I will say about Splatterhouse 2 that is objectively, definitively, in my opinion, true. The soundtrack is way better. Splatterhouse 1 has a good soundtrack, but this game has bangers. Splatterhouse 1 didn't really have bangers. Bye, Jennifer. She doesn't have to die, Rick. So, if you recall, Splatterhouse 1, we killed our wife, Jennifer, and it's really sad. In this game, we go to hell to save her soul. What's happening, Azura, IT Rights? How's everybody doing? This is a good game. It is a clear and concise follow-up to Splatterhouse 1. Me personally, I prefer Splatterhouse 1. It's just one of my favorite arcade games ever, and it's my favorite horror game ever made. But this game is good. It's way harder than the first game. Splatterhouse 1 is a game that can give me a little bit of trouble, but I can beat it, no problem. I know it like the back of my hand, right? But Splatterhouse 2, I've never been able to beat this game without the assistance of save states. So we're gonna try to do that on stream here. Yeah, like I was saying, Splatterhouse 1 has a good soundtrack, a damn good soundtrack, but this game's got heaters. Namco really, they stepped it up with this game in terms of the presentation. The soundtrack, I don't know who did the soundtrack, because this was back during the era of Japanese video games having nicknames for their developers, so that way rival companies wouldn't poach them, which was a really shitty practice back in the day. But I think the composer of this game is credited as Milky Aiko. Have no idea who that is, but shout outs to Milky Aiko. They did a great job. They did a great job on the soundtrack for this game. Do the Jim Cummings voice from the 2010s version. God, Josh Keaton and Jim Cummings did such a great job with the voice acting in the Splatterhouse 2010 remake. Reboot, whatever you want to call it. I wish that they would remaster that and release it on PS5, Xbox One, Steam, Switch. It was a good game. It was just kind of marred by technical problems, unfortunately. But yeah, Jim Cummings played the Terror Mask in Splatterhouse 2010, and he did a great job. Let's see. So we got a password feature this time, instead of having to one-take Jake the whole game. Let's peep out the options. You got Game Master, Difficult, and Normal. No easy mode. That's okay, I probably would have played this on normal anyway. You jump and you attack. Much like Splatterhouse 1, this game is a beat-em-up, but there's no depth. It's not like Final Fight or Streets of Rage where you can go in and out and like up and down and diagonal. It's just left and right. Short, simple, concise, straight to the point beat-em-up. And I totally see why people say this is the best game in the Splatterhouse trilogy out of the classic 16-bit games, but Splatterhouse 2, I don't know, it's probably my least favorite of the three. Again, doesn't mean it's bad. This is a great game. I'm going to stop yapping here in a second. We're going to hop into it. But I prefer the first game, and Splatterhouse 3 innovates a little bit, where that game is an actual proper beat-em-up and a bit of a dungeon crawler, sort of. But we'll get to that when we get to Splatterhouse 3. But yeah, Splatterhouse 2, never beaten this game without the assistance of save states. Let's get into it. How's everybody doing? Azura IT writes. Hope we're all well. I got the CRT composite cable filter. Y'all already know. I might remap my controls actually, because B to jump and A to attack feels weird. I'm gonna swap my controls real quick. Hold up. Make it attack and B is jump. That will probably feel a bit more natural. Rick is ready to wreck shit for his anime waifu. Yeah, this game's a bit more... I don't know, it's weird. I would say Splatterhouse 1 is the scarier game in terms of the atmosphere and the vibes. This game is much more over the top, but it's also gorier. Like, the sprite work has a very high contrast look to it. Like, just looking at this, you see what I mean, compared to Splatterhouse 1, which is a bit more colorful, a bit more saturated. But I think the vibes of Splatterhouse 1 are genuinely spookier than this game. But this game ratchets up the blood and gore significantly. I mean, this was the Sega Genesis. This was 1992, I think, is when this game came out, a couple years after the first Splatterhouse. I like the way this game looks, but once again, preference. It's a preference thing. I prefer the way Splatterhouse 1, the vibes and the sprite work of that game. But this is a great follow-up to Splatterhouse 1. I've never been able to beat it because it's so damn hard. I've never been able to beat it legit. Let me clarify. I've beaten it back in the day emulating this on, what is it, Gens, that old Sega Genesis emulator, using save states, but never legit. So we're going to try to do this. No save states, no rewinds or anything. Yeah, imagine Rick in Super Smash Brothers. Oh, that would have been great. I wonder where this fat fuck floated in from. I don't remember. Do we have the slide attack from the first game? We do. Look at that. Rick don't play around. You jump and hit him with that slide kick. Boom. I think they even made it more OP than in the first game. An elevator. This is also the first game to sort of redesign the terror mask. In the first Splatterhouse, it's very much Jason Voorhees hockey mask. In this game and every subsequent Splatterhouse game, it would be more skull skeleton-like. Probably to avoid litigation from, who is it, Universal that owns Friday the 13th? There's a YouTuber that I watch who I recommend a lot. His name is SNES Drunk. And he does a lot of retro reviews and stuff. And he uses this phrase to describe certain old school games like Castlevania. He says, pick your spots, which is a very specific way to describe the sort of old school game design where even if it's hard as nails, it's telegraphed and you can tell what's going to happen by just mastering the game and memorizing everything. And this is very much in lieu of that, where even though Splatterhouse 2 is hard as nails, if you learn the enemy spawns and their patterns, you can master the game. I love the screeching noise that these guys do. Woo! Let me know how the audio sounds, by the way, if I need to turn the game up or down. I would love for you guys to be able to blast this music, but this is a WyattMC stream, so I'm gonna keep yapping probably. But the soundtrack in this game is so good. I don't think I pointed this out, in the first Splatterhouse stream, but Rick is going through these dank-ass environments barefoot. He's gonna get trench foot. Just put on some like Timbs or something. I think that was the catalyst for Fernie drawing Rick Taylor in a pair of Chuck Taylors, because we pointed out how he's always going through these games barefoot. Gotta get this boy some Timbs or some sneakers or something. Sounds good. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, pick up the bone, the comical like dog bone. Gonna bash their brains in, but first I'm gonna slide into their DMs. Yeah, who knows? Maybe after this playthrough of Splatterhouse 2, this game might become my new favorite, but I don't think anything's topping the first Splatterhouse. Splatterhouse 1 is just such... For me personally, I have such fond memories of that game, and it was the first horror game I ever beat, and, you know, I was like 12 or 13 when I first played it on Virtual Console. I overcame my fear. It was a watershed moment for me. There's a trick to taking care of these purple dudes. I think it's just hit them with the slide kick, which can solve most any encounter in Splatterhouse. You hit him with one of these, and you're golden. Except for when you're not. Okay, he's gonna come up behind me. You're gonna jump into me. I'm gonna take care of you first. Get over here! Bam! Bludgeon his head in with a dinosaur bone. I don't know why, but the old Splatterhouse games, particularly 3, give me heavy Stephen King vibes. I feel like these games take place in Maine. I don't know why. I can't quite articulate why I feel that way, but the Splatterhouse series has got to take place in New England. Like somewhere up in Castle Rock, Maine. Another thing I'm not quite in love with about this game is the hitboxes are somehow even jankier than Splatterhouse 1. Like, the hitboxes in this game are really scuffed. I'm gonna try a slide kick. There we go, just go. Let's get out of here, Rick. Arcade Splatterhouse 1 is perfect. No remake, please. They made an arcade quality version of this game. It would be sick as hell. Well, I would say this game is arcade quality. It was Sega Genesis. It was 92. This was 4 years after the first game. And it is on par in terms of the visuals and the gameplay. It is right up there with Splatterhouse 1. I just think Splatterhouse 1, to me, I have such a strong connection with that first game. It will never be trounced by any of the other Splatterhouse games. All 3 games in the original trilogy are great. They're all worth playing, but that first game is just special to me, you know? I agree, though, Splatterhouse 1 doesn't need a remake, but I would love to see it get ported. I don't know if it's on the Nintendo Switch arcade archives or not, but the last time I think they ported these games was Splatterhouse 2010, funnily enough. Oh, I killed him right as he killed me. Double kill. Yeah, Splatterhouse 2010, you can unlock all 3 Splatterhouse games in it, and they would never do that nowadays. Same thing with like Pac-Man World 2, how it had all those arcade Pac-Man games. Namco's a pretty cool company in terms of re-releasing their legacy content and good packages for their games, like the Pac-Man Museum Collection and what have you. I'm getting my ass kicked. But they would never do something like that where they put a bunch of old arcade games on one game, like Pac-Man World 2 or Splatterhouse 2010. Yeah, the patterns are the same every time, so once you memorize them and you master them... But I'm still rusty. Hey, Kubo, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good day. Hope you're having a great Domingo. Sent back to the beginning of the level, because that's just how Splatterhouse rolls, baby. Yeah, I don't know how they made the hitboxes worse in this game compared to the first game, but I don't know, maybe this game was made under a strict deadline or something. Otherwise, in terms of the gameplay and the feel, It feels better than the first Splatterhouse game, but the hitboxes are so jank. Give back the Jason mask, missing frames in this game. What do you mean by missing frames? Because in terms of the animation, it's like 1-to-1 with Splatterhouse 1. The designs are different. This game has a very high contrast look, but the animation itself is just as smooth as the arcade. In some areas, even smoother. Okay. We want to stay... I'm going to eat a game over real quick because I've already lost 2 lives in the friggin' elevator. You want to stay, like, right in this area for these guys, but I'm going to die real quick to get my lives back. I'm pretty sure you have infinite continues in this game. It's funny you say that, IT, because there is a ROM hack that changes Rick's design to a Splatterhouse 1 design and sort of adjusts the brightness and the color grading and the contrast of this game to be more in lieu of Splatterhouse 1. EDK Nye Zol LDL. Everyone remember that password. I'm gonna need it. Forgive a white boy for speaking a little Espanol. Me llamo Wyatt. No habla español. Hasta luego. Man, these guys. Once again, you learn to pick your spots. Shout out to SNES Drunk. I use that term a lot when describing old school game design like this, where even though it's hard as hell, it's very telegraphed and you can master it, right? That being said, this game is still one hard mamma jamma. Splatterhouse 2 don't play. The Genesis ports of arcade games are little downgrades like Altered Beast. There was no arcade Splatterhouse 2. There was no arcade Splatterhouse 2 and 3. These games were made for the Genesis from the ground up. Splatterhouse 1 got the TurboGrafx 16 port, which we streamed when we did the Splatterhouse 1 stream. And I think somebody's working on a homebrew Genesis port of Splatterhouse 1. Which is really cool because it would mean that you could play all 3 games on the same system. Freaking purple guy. This purple guy versus FNAF purple guy. Battle to the death. Steel caged deathmatch, no holds barred. Who's winning? Imagine you have a job in the office, but in order to go home, you have to deal with these guys in the elevator. Well, the question is, are they just jumping around and going, "Hoo!" You know, like that? Or are they attacking you? Because if they're just jumping around, having a good time, I would probably join in the festivities, you know? I would probably join them, but if they're gonna gouge my eyes out with their tendrils and their extremities, yeah, you probably want to get a new job at that point. Bash him in the goop. Okay, here we go. Redo with the boss. I got 3 lives. We can do this. Breaking the elevator, causing it to fall. Oh, that's scary. Elevators and escalators scare me. I would much rather go up a flight of like 20 stairs than hop in an elevator. Elevators freak me out. I know there's a lot of safety measures in place so that way they don't break down and you don't die in an elevator, but the odds aren't 0. It is entirely possible to die in an elevator. It is entirely possible. Escalators scare the shit out of me. It's one of my handful of just irrational fears. But I hate escalators. I refuse to get on any sort of like flight of escalators. You freak me out. Oh, we're dropping frames? It's 5 p.m. in the evening, though. That's not the cursed hour. The cursed hour is like 9 p.m. This is a pretty early stream for me. Japanese Splatterhouse 2 has a mask that is original to the US and UK versions. Does it look more like the Jason mask in Splatterhouse 1? That actually makes a lot of sense, because Namco games usually had a number of revisions to their North American counterparts and like European PAL counterparts. They usually cosmetically. This level gives me a ton of trouble. I don't know why, but jumping over the muck puddles, whatever. It's like I'm clinching so hard to make these jumps. It's more Japanese, like a ninja. Huh. Also, I'm gonna do something real quick. The input delay is pretty nasty. Okay, that feels better. There's some pretty gnarly input delay. Kick that fish. Boom. Rick, don't play. Get off of me. Yeah, I don't know why, but this level gives me a ton of trouble. But it is fun to punch the goblins and see them waving goodbye to you as they drown in the puddle. Hey Chris, welcome to the stream. Welcome to Splatterhouse. This game is hard as hell. But much like with Splatterhouse 1, I love this game. I love the OG Splatterhouse trilogy. Boom. Get out of here, son. I think the boss of this level is the demonic baby fetuses. It's kind of messed up. You get a chainsaw and you just start ripping them to shreds. It's very morbid. This game really ratchets up the blood and gore. Wyatt is a gamer and he's gonna kick this game in the pants. Thanks for the vote of confidence, but I don't know. Splatterhouse 2. This game don't play. This game don't mess around. Splatterhouse 1, I can beat like it's a walk in the park to me. I might die here and there, but I know that game so well. Is he just gonna walk in the... Alright, bro. Alright, bro. Yeah, Splatterhouse 1 I can beat, like, no big deal. But this game and Splatterhouse 3 are so much harder. I blame Blockbuster. It was definitely because of video game rentals back in the day. That's why games were so hard. They had to facilitate rentals and, you know, your purchase. The age-old question of how do we turn a game that's 30 minutes into something that a kid is going to be playing for months? Oh, that's easy. We'll just make it super hard. Sometimes that's not a problem because the game is well designed and fun, and the difficulty can be mastered, like Castlevania, right? And then sometimes you get friggin' Battletoads, which is just a Trojan horse. You buy it thinking you're gonna get a cool beat-em-up game, and then it turns out to be the most difficult platformer ever made. I like Battletoads, but I think that's an example of a game that's NES hard that isn't really forthcoming about its difficulty. Like, the first level is this cool beat-em-up level. And then you think the rest of the game is gonna be that. Nope. No, it's not gonna be that. Yeah, this is morbid. So it's like the Poltergeist boss battle in the first game. You gotta fight these garden shears and a chainsaw. Like how in the first game, Rick is just punching knives because he's a maniac. Then you gotta chainsaw these babies. Namco, what were they? What kind of drugs were they on? They were watching hella slasher films, because this is messed up, man. I still opine, I think Splatterhouse 1 is the scarier game in terms of the atmosphere and the feel of it, but the gore and the violence of this game is so much more over the top. Well, this song is such a banger. This song kind of sounds like the X-Men cartoon theme from the 90s. It's got that chord progression. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Now we gotta chainsaw this bleeding heart. Oh, it's so good! The blood spatter on the camera, like that is such a cool graphical effect. I see a building on that island. It's the house. I miss my wife, Tails. What were they thinking? They were thinking about some dope shit when making Splatterhouse 2. They were like, yeah, we're gonna... The boss of this level, you're gonna get a chainsaw and you're gonna chainsaw some babies. It's gonna be great. Y'all digging the CRT filter, or should I cut it off? I think it looks good on my end. I have no idea how it looks on Twitch with the bitrate, but... Oh, Rolling Thunder is great. That's another Namco classic. I prefer the Shinobi games, because Shinobi was basically Sega's answer to Rolling Thunder. Oh, this level's hard too, with the ghosts that attack you. They turn into zombies. I'm a Shinobi man, but Rolling Thunder was the OG. Bam! Punch him, Rick. Rick don't give a shit. He's just trying to... Oh, they reverse your controls! Who blew this fat vape in Silent Hill? I'm just trying to find my wife. Yeah, it's like Donkey Kong Country 2 or DKC 3, Poison Pipeline, where you go in the water and your controls are reversed. If you get possessed by the ghost, controls are flipped. Okay, I'm gonna let them possess me first, and then I'm gonna jump over this thing, because if you do it mid-jump, I'm gonna fall in that pit. Possess me! There we go. CRT is cool. I'm just worried about how it looks on Twitch, because the bitrate kind of obliterates the CRT filter sometimes, but if it looks good on your guys' end, that's good. It looks really good on my end, but again, I'm unsure how it looks on a stream. I love playing games with scummy emulator, like composite cable shaders. I think it makes it feel more authentic. Oh yeah, this is the weird chicken man fight. I don't know, his face looks either like an ass or a roast chicken. Miss when Rick sounded like he was grossed out when he gets... Yeah. This guy's he's like Dark Link. He knows all my moves. My kick. That's my signature ability. I forgot what the strat is for this guy. Maybe just jump over him, because he uses my strategy, my signature dive kick. The friggin' slide kick. Okay, I'm gonna try slide kicking him now. Oh god, his slide kick is more powerful. Wait, this might be the strat though, just hanging out in the middle. But it's hard to kick him, because he's too fast. I go to kick him and then he gets out of the way, and if I'm too close, then I get hit in turn. This dude's freaky with it. The freaky levels are off the charts. What that tongue do? Come on, come on, you want a piece of this? You want a piece of Rick Taylor? Alright, damn it. That slide kick, man. Remember that password, chat. I could be wrong, but I'm 99% certain you have infinite continues in this game. Thankfully, that level was pretty easy, so it shouldn't be too much trouble trying to get back to that fight. Oh, I didn't even notice there's an oar. There's a paddle. Look at that. Bam! There was nothing more satisfying in the Splatterhouse games than sending these dudes flying with a weapon, whether it's a 2x4 or a paddle or a bat. It's kind of like in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time, when you grab them and throw the Foot Clan into the screen. Boom! Okay. Okay. You don't want to fall in the ditch, because that's not a good time. It takes you to, like, a sub-level that's insanely hard. They just throw a bunch of these zombie dudes at you. Possess me? There we go. Boom. Once again, for people just now joining, I'm gonna try to do this save stateless, but if I resort to it, so be it. I'm gonna try my best to do this legit. Do it save stateless, but we'll see. We'll see how this fares. Yeah, I think just standing in the middle and jumping over him when he goes to do the slide kick, that's the strat. Even if I can't hit him every time. See what I mean about the hitboxes, though? Like, his hitbox is the size of California. He knows the slide? Yeah, he's using my signature move. This is the Dark Link fight of this game. Can we all agree that the battle with Dark Link in the Water Temple is like one of the most gangster moments in gaming history? I know Zelda 2 did it first, and listen, I like Zelda 2 as much as the next guy, but Ocarina did it better. Oh yeah, now I gotta fight his brain? It's a spider! It's freaking schmoovin'! I wonder if the pattern on the spider is the same every time. That's like something out of Lisa the Painful, the way he turns into a spider. Kind of reminds me of Marty Armstrong. If you know, you know. Classic Lisa the Painful. I was thinking about, speaking of RPG Maker, I was thinking about streaming Yume Nikki, but V-Love did a Yume Nikki stream, and I think she's planning on doing another one, so maybe I will abstain from doing that this year. Maybe I'll check that out some other time. Damn hitboxes, man. Get near me. Get near me. Approach me. You fiend. Alright, spider time. What is the strat for the spider? It's just gonna jump around. Like House of Pain. Oh, it takes knockback damage whenever I hit it. Come and get me. Bastard. Bastard! Oh, okay. Okay. I got one more life. But this level isn't bad at all, so dying and then having to backtrack to this guy is not that big of a deal. This boss fight is hard, but the level itself isn't too unmanageable. See, this is what I love about Splatterhouse, man. You can really get into a rhythm of it. Learn where the enemies spawn, learn where the patterns of the boss battles and stuff. I keep comparing it to Castlevania, but it really is Castlevania-esque. Approach me. I got kicks for days, buddy. Approach me. He's camping. He's waiting. Hold up, you fiend. Oh, man. Maybe I gotta slide kick this dude. All of Ocarina of Time beats any Zelda. I would agree with that. Ocarina of Time is my favorite Zelda. I think of any Zelda game ever made, it distills the formula of The Legend of Zelda down to its essence, and it does it better than any other Zelda. Zelda 1 and Zelda 2, I'm also a big fan of. That's like my top 3. He's doing a little dancey dance, yeah? Well, he can do a dancey dance in hell. God, he's so freaking fast. Damn. I don't know what the strat is for the spider section. I'm gonna just start slide kicking that bitch. You haven't played another Zelda game since Master Quest on GameCube? Twilight Princess is really good once you get past the excruciatingly long and boring opening sequence. The first 2 hours of Twilight Princess are such a chore, but after that, the pacing is really well done. It gets good. And it stays good throughout the whole run. Skyward Sword as well, but if you're gonna play Skyward Sword, play the HD remaster. Nintendo fumbled the marketing of it so bad with the pricing of it, and just like Skyward Sword HD fixes all of my problems with the original game. Like the pacing, the motion controls are better, the frame rate is better, just everything about... If you're gonna play Skyward Sword, play the Switch remaster. Nintendo fumbled that so hard. If it wasn't overpriced and they did a better job of marketing it, it would have gotten great reception, because it fixes... In my opinion, it fixes all of the problems with that game. Definitely recommend Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword. I'm admittedly not a big fan of Wind Waker. I know that's a contrarian hot take, but even back when I was a kid, I've never been a fan of Wind Waker. I don't like the dungeons, I don't like the art direction. I think the sailing is a bore. I know that's a big hater, like contrarian take, but I'm not saying it just to go against the grain. I've just never been a fan of Wind Waker. Okay, run it back with the chicken man. Rotisserie man, that's what I'm gonna call him now. How about you? Okay, I'm gonna slide kick this spider. Oh, I got him pinned. Well, I had him pinned. Take that! You can't even see his death animation. He was spazzing out. Okay. Jennifer must be somewhere in there. I think this is the Evil Dead 2, like, boomstick level. Hey, V-Love, welcome to the stream. I was just talking about how you did a Yume Nikki stream. Do you plan on doing another one? Midna and being a wolf turned you away, but you can appreciate the graphics at the time. I actually like the Wolf Link segments a lot. I didn't love them as a kid, but the Wolf Link segments are fun because it turns Zelda into a platformer, which there's not a ton of platforming throughout the Zelda games. Only like a teeny little bit. But when I replayed Twilight Princess back in September, I actually really appreciated the Wolf Link segments. And Midna is my favorite companion. I love that. That's straight up from Evil Dead 2. The mounted elk. You do eventually? If you did that with Puku, that would be a lot of fun. Freaking Michael Jackson. Woo! Shimon! Run it back, run it back, run it back. I think unlike Splatterhouse 1, where you want to save the shotgun for the fight with Biggie Man, I think I can just blast these guys with reckless abandon. I don't think I need to save the shotgun. I'm sorry, the boomstick. This is my boomstick. Shop smart. Shop S-smart. Gonna slide kick these fools. Hi-ya! The jumping purple dudes are the worst enemies in this game, I swear. Are we coming back for more? Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Pick up the boomstick. Boom. Boom. I'm gonna be kicking myself if I actually need the shotgun, but I'm pretty sure you can blast these fools. There's no Biggie Man in this game. Biggie Man wouldn't return in Splatterhouse until the 2010 reboot. Which is a shame, because a rematch with the Biggie Man in this game or Splatterhouse 3 would have been badass. So you can see there's a ton of repurposing of ideas and scenarios from Splatterhouse 1. I compared this game to Evil Dead 2 at the beginning of the stream, but it really is one part a sequel to Splatterhouse and one part a reimagining. I can't think of too many games that do that. You got the Spelunky morbid curiosity again, still no good at it. I think that's kind of the point with Spelunky though, is that it's bullshit hard. And you're just like, one more game, one more game, one more game. I think there are very few people who can say they're legitimately good at Spelunky just because that game does everything in its power to kill you. The Jumpy Boys, but that one's a little more flesh-colored. I don't know if Rick can walk over the broken glass, but I would assume he can't. This kind of reminds me of the bioweapon factory level from Shinobi 3. Yeah, that reminds me, I forgot to ever do another Spelunky stream. I need to get on to that. Maybe after getting spooky with it. Maybe next month. I really like Spelunky, but I've never beaten it, and I'm never going to beat that game. But that doesn't make it a bad game. It is what it is. It's a game that you boot up, see how far you can get. You die, and then you put it down, and you're like, that was fun. I could imagine Spelunky being a frustrating game if you go into it with a certain mindset, but that's not you shouldn't go into it with the mindset of, oh, I'm gonna sit down and beat this game in one sitting. It's very arcadey in that sort of way. What part 2 does? Spelunky is NES hard, but part 2 is literally programmed to hurt your heart. I'm gonna keep it $1.50. I did not like what I played of Spelunky 2. It was in development for so long, and it wasn't substantially different from the first game enough. And also, I think it was just worse than the first game. You need the spelunking mindset. You must yearn for the mines. As a child, I yearned for the mines. 2 is even worse than 1. It actually has one trap every 2. Yeah, I did not care for Spelunky 2. It insists upon itself. These guys kind of look like the episode of SpongeBob where they were like 3D printing Krabby Patties, and they were made out of gray goop. Y'all remember that episode? Also, this has been a pretty decent playthrough of Splatterhouse 2, considering I've never beaten this game legit. We're dying a lot, but there's like only 2 more levels. And this game is demonstrably harder than the first game. But much like the first game, it's hard but fair. Aside from the scuffed hitboxes, you can really master Splatterhouse. Splatterhouse 3 is the least fair of the trilogy. I like it. I like Splatterhouse 3 a fair bit because it mixes up the gameplay formula, but I'll talk about my reservations with that game when we get to it. Here we go, get out of the goop. Used to be able to beat Spelunky a few times after 2 weeks of only playing it. You could play it. You played it yesterday and you're rusty. Couldn't get out of the ice cave. Yeah, I was never too good at Spelunky myself. I've always liked it. I think the furthest I've made it was, I don't even remember. All the goop! All the fire and the goop and, This dude's going crazy in his meth lab here. Did they ever bring back the Congo jungle level in Smash Brothers? I know it was introduced in Melee, where Cranky Kong is like cooking up DXM and mystery potions in his lab. Did they ever bring that level back? Because that level was gangster. Damn. Taking a lot of damage. The music in this is tritonal as fuck. That's that classic Sega Genesis twang for you. I recommend, if you have no interest in playing this game, also check this out. Just punch his friggin' head off. If you have zero interest in the Splatterhouse games, at least listen to the soundtrack of Splatterhouse 2 and 3. Especially this game. Much like Donkey Kong Country 2. I think Splatterhouse 2 is the best music of the trilogy. This is some H.R. Giger type environment. We gotta go to hell. We gotta save our anime waifu. They should have put Rick Taylor in Smash Brothers, man. Forget Pac-Man, forget Kazuya. Nah, I'm just kidding. Pac-Man and Kazuya are original gangster OG Namco rep. I love that. That's Sega Genesis twang. You go to hell before you die? You do. If you do drugs, you go to hell before you die. Please. I'm convinced that he just flubbed his line in that PSA. I think Captain Lou Albano was supposed to say you go through hell before you die, but he flubbed his line and he just stuck with it. They were like, yeah, one take Jake. Freaking, they're flying at me in square waves. I don't know what it is about square waves and sine waves, man. The Medusa heads in Castlevania, the boar heads in Zelda 2. If an enemy flies at me in a sine wave or a square wave, I'm like, bruh. Freaks my brain out. I don't know what to do. Okay, run it back. I think with Splatterhouse 2, this was a rare instance of a game being made easier in North America than the Japanese Mega Drive version. Usually it was the opposite. Especially with Namco and Konami games, when they brought them to America, they would make them way harder because of Blockbuster and video game rentals, right? But the Japanese version of Splatterhouse 2 has limited continues. The human brain was not made to think in diagonals. I like how Automod held your chat message because you said it three-way. Automod is so useless, but again, it's a necessary evil, I think, so that way I don't have to fastidiously comb through everybody's chat messages to see if somebody said something heinous. But Automod will just be like, he said bitch, throw him in the gulag. Damn. No, yeah, Spelunky is one of those games where, depending on the mindset you go into it with, you will either enjoy it and appreciate it for what it is, or you'll get frustrated that you can't beat it. You gotta go into it with an old school, arcadey sort of mindset. I've never beaten Spelunky, and I never will. And that's okay, I still enjoy the game because it's fun. Spelunky 2 is different. I don't recommend Spelunky 2. God damn. Conversations with legends. Crazy how one day your idols can turn into your brethren. Bitches we severing. Hit up my jeweler, watch him freeze us. This is so hard. This is absurd. Like, Rick can't turn around that quickly in this game. I mean, it's one frame, but like, I don't know. It's hard. Take my word for it. Rick is a little lumbering. He's not very lithe. Once again, stay in the middle, because if I'm too far to the right or too far to the left, I'm gonna get whacked. God, it's flying at me at 100 million billion miles an hour. I can't even react that fast, man. We're gonna be here for a minute, so strap in. Buckle up, buckaroo. Even though your hurt boxes are a little scuffed in this game, thankfully, much like the first Splatterhouse, your punch has a pretty generous hitbox as well. Like, I barely even touched him, and yet it registered a hit, which is a good thing. God damn, bro. Jeez Louise. How's everybody doing? What's up, chat? We're gonna be here for a while. We're almost done though. Like, again, only a couple more levels. I think this might even be the last level. Speaking of Sunday, IT, I think next year or the year after that, Halloween falls on a weekend. You know, like the Ghetto Boys song, My Mind Playing Tricks on Me, right? I'm thinking Sonic R Sundays on Halloween, and we will be the first people to ever summon the Tails doll in real life. We're gonna do it. I'm gonna attempt every method to summon that little bastard. Sonic R Sundays on Halloween, Sunday, 2027. Hey, Ko, welcome to the stream. We've been talking about it for years. Yeah, I think I first posited this like in 2022, 2023, a couple years ago, but we're getting near it. It's been several years since I first posited that idea, like 3 or 4 years, but we're approaching that. I think it's 2027. We're getting near it. I'm gonna summon the damn Tails doll. I'm gonna make it happen. This year, Halloween fell on a weekend. Me and Ghetto Boys was trick-or-treating. God damn, this fight is ridiculous. I'm getting bodied. All right. I can do this without rewinding or save stating. We've made it this far. I'm not going to start save stating now. But this is absolutely ridiculous. Did they include Splatterhouse 2 or 3 on the Sega Genesis Mini? I own one, but I don't remember. I haven't like booted the thing up in years. Because that would be a big omission if the Genesis Mini didn't have at least Splatterhouse 2. What was cool about the Genesis Mini was you could use the controllers that it came with on PC because it was USB. Nintendo, with the NES Mini and the SNES Mini, it used the proprietary like Wii Nunchuck port. But the Genesis Mini, I could walk over and grab the actual Genesis controllers it came with and use it right now. It's USB and it just works. This is so ridiculous. Where are you going? What are you doing? What are you doing? Darn. Did we do it? We did it? That was like the massive flesh boss fight from Symphony of the Night. Y'all see that shit? Just a big gore pile. Splatterhouse 2 was included on the second one. I was a sucker for those mini consoles. I got the NES Mini, the SNES Mini, the first Genesis Mini. I got the Genesis 2 Mini, right? The Sega CD one. And then they were like, I think it was an Amazon exclusive, and they were like, we ran out. I was like, I pre-ordered it. And then I asked for a refund, and I never got it. And now the Genesis Mini 2 is like 80 pizza zillion dollars on secondhand markets. Same thing with the TurboGrafx 16 Mini. They must have made 5 of them because you cannot buy that on secondhand markets like eBay for less than $300, which is ridiculous. I was a big sucker for those mini consoles. I would buy them and I would mod them and put a ton of ROMs on them. I thought they were like cool little Raspberry Pi type gaming devices, but even I'm not gonna drop 300 bones on a Sega Genesis Mini. I never got my refund, Amazon. What's the deal, Jeff Bezos? I'm gonna challenge Jeff Bezos to play all of Sonic CD and get all the time stones, and if he can't, he owes me a Bezos-zillion dollars. I did not mean to pause, I meant to punch. My thumb slipped. Alright, I gotta kick those. The pattern is the same every time, once again. So I just gotta memorize it. Damn it. I think that was the last of it. EFH XOE EIL LDL. Remember that password. I'm telling you, we're gonna need it. Is that the end of it? Okay. That wasn't so bad. That was totally manageable. The crystals. Of course. Oh, I'm dead. I was enamored by the big shiny crystal, which is keeping my wife prisoner, evidently. Just punch it, Rick. The soundtrack, man. Oh. Damn. Okay. Yo, get me out of this whack-ass crystal prison. Alright, I just gotta go for it when the orb, the crystal orb, isn't hovering around it. There we go. Have I seen the movie called Watchmen? Like the Alan Moore adaptation the adaptation of Alan Moore's comic book Watchmen? Yes. I saw it when I was like 13 and haven't seen it since, but apparently the fans of the comic hate that movie. Jennifer. Gotta get out of here. Oh shit, Dr. Manhattan, speaking of Watchmen. You do drugs, you go to hell before you die. Straight up Dr. Manhattan. Am I supposed to hit it? It's too freaking fast. Poppycock. Gygus cannot grasp the true form of Rick Taylor's punch. You cannot grasp the true form of Dr. Manhattan's attack. Man, Splatterhouse 2's got to have one of the most underrated soundtracks of the 16-bit era. Like, I can destroy them. Oh, silly me. Like I said at the beginning, I love Splatterhouse 1 soundtrack, but 2? This game has heaters. Okay, Dr. Manhattan. I don't remember if I have to defeat him or just survive. Guess we're gonna find out. Pretty sure this is the final boss. Could be wrong. Attention all Watchmen watchers. You must help Rick save Jennifer from Giga Gas. What was his name? $5 Pete? Do you think he's still doing cameos? Or do you think he got his bag and now he's just kind of chilling? I don't think I actually have to fight him. I'm pretty sure I just have to survive this excursion. I could be wrong though, and if I'm wrong, we're probably gonna waste a bunch of time here. I couldn't tell if I was damaging him. Nope, we just had to escape. Taboo from Super Smash Bros. Brawl? Yeah. I remember reading on GameFAQs that you could unlock Taboo, and much like any other Super Smash Bros. Rumor, urban legend, whatever, it was total malarkey. I'm gonna eat a death real quick to get my lives back. Never been able to forget me calling Gigu. Gigu is so funny to you for some reason. That's how I've always pronounced it. It's just a mistranslation of Gygus' Japanese name. There was this misunderstanding in the Earthbound community back in the day that his name changed from Mother 1 to Mother 2. But it's the same, it's just that it's literally not a real word or a real name. And there's a bunch of different ways you could Romanize it and translate it. And in Earthbound, they went with Gygus. I gotta learn where to stand to avoid these bricks. Yeah, pause buffering, that's what I'm gonna do. My number one age-old strategy. Pause buffering the goat. Okay, maybe maybe this won't help. This is going to hit me right in the cranial. Yep. The same method I used to defeat Dracula in Castlevania. Yeah, I don't know how else to pronounce his name. Like, in Earthbound, I call him Gygus. In Mother 1, it's still Gygus, but they call him Gigu. I don't know how else you would pronounce it. Alright, here we go. This level is so cool. It reminds me of the Delago fight from Resident Evil 4. You eventually start chucking spears at this guy. Look, you punch his own, like, spiked extremities, and then you throw him back at him like Leon Kennedy in the boat. Jennifer pacing back and forth as if dude, if this was like an escort mission and you had to protect Jennifer from, imagine how annoying that would be. I'm so glad they didn't do that. Oh yeah, I gotta hit him in the eye, so I gotta like... Oh, this is tricky. This is tough. This is gonna take a couple attempts. Yeah, I don't know why, but for some reason, these Splatterhouse games feel like they take place in Maine. They just give me a Stephen King vibe. Like, canonically, in my head canon, rather. Rick and Jennifer are from New England. See, you can't punch the ones that are, like, coming for you in the middle. I gotta be vigilant of that. I gotta jump over them, I think. Damn! Okay, okay. I got this. Next time. Run it back. If Leon Kennedy and Chris Redfield did the fusion dance, pretty much. He's yoked like Chris Redfield. And in his human form, he's got the, like, the Leon Kennedy E-boy hair. I don't know if pause buffering's even gonna help. I don't have any reaction time. Maybe there's one safe place to stand? Like, no, because the bricks fall from all angles. Pause buffering doesn't really help either. Yeah, pause buffering really does not help that much. I'm gonna keep doing it because I don't have any other strategy for this bullshit level, but... Damn. I'm gonna eat another game over. They fall in the same position every time, but I'm not gonna memorize it. There's too many bricks in, like... There's no way I'm gonna memorize the pattern of the bricks, considering this goes on for a minute. Have I seen the comic book advertisement for Splatterhouse on the TurboGrafx 16? No, but that reminds me, I wanted to show you all this. So this game is like super gory and like ridiculously violent for a game from 1992. Look at the box art. Look at this Scooby-Doo ass box art. This looks like something out of a Goosebumps cover. It is not indicative of the game you're about to play, but I love it. It is so cartoony. Like, this is not the game you're about to play. It rocks. It rocks. This is some Goosebumps Scooby-Doo shit. And then you put the game in. Imagine you're 9 years old in 1992. You're a kid. You put the game in, and Rick is chainsawing babies. Oh, I love it. It rocks. It kicks ass. Let's get a game over. The drip? Yeah, he's got like that 1960s greaser look. Like with the white t-shirt and the baby blue jeans. I love it. I love the box art. I love that illustration, but it is not indicative of the game you're about to play whatsoever. God damn. I don't have a strat for this, man. I'm just gonna have to get lucky and hope I can survive it. Pause buffering it really doesn't help. I'm still gonna do it anyway, just because it's my only strat for this part of the level, but damn. Okay. All right, we made it. This is tricky, but the boat fight is doable. This is totally doable. It's when he throws the spike in the middle that throws me off, because you gotta jump over it. I can't duck under it, and I can't punch it. And if I hang too far back, I can't pick the spike up. They knew that people were just gonna hang out like at the very back, but you can't do that because then you can't pick it up to throw it back at him. Oh, Namco. Jennifer, watch this. Damn, the one in the middle always throws me off. I got a good rhythm going. We beat the game? Did we? That's it? No, I remember this. There's the big corpse pile thing that we have to fight. Escorting Ashley. Leon! I remember this bullshit. And if you game over, you have to do all that all over again. The elevator, the fight with the Delago. This is the real final boss, like for real though. Get to hear this badass boss music again though. Son of a bitch! The glob monster is the big massive human flesh from Symphony of the Night. Satanic black magic! That's what this shit is! But getting close to him is scary because he's gonna hit me. I think the pattern is the same every time. Oh, the wolf head's right. Now they're coming at me at a triangle wave. Got square waves, got sine waves, now we got triangle waves. Wait, follow me. Wait, follow me. Wait, follow me. Damn it. I don't think it's emulator input delay. I think there is just a delay between Rick's punches and kicks. There's like a half second of delay. So even if you react fast, like, you can't... Yeah, man, this is tough. That's bullshit. And now it's back in the elevator. You think you're in the clear. You think it's all over. Oh, man. Come on, man. Okay. For the most part, you can stand in the middle and you'll be fine. And occasionally they drop a brick on you, like dead center in the middle. But if I play my cards right, I can make it through that with just damage boosting it. I don't know. Can we do this? Am I capable of beating this without save states, chat, or am I gonna cave? Place your bets now. Am I gonna cave and use save states, or am I gonna do this legit? We haven't used a single save state yet, but that could be subject to change. My thing is, unless it's a ROM hack, I would rather give up and quit on a game than beat it using save states. I think most recently, Resident Evil, we save scummed that, which I feel no remorse for because that game really tested my patience by the end of it. I was so done with it. And Kid Icarus, which I think we did back in like August. Kid Icarus, I beat most of it without save stating, and then at the very end, in the final dungeon, I had to consult a map and save state. But we played most of it without save stating. If this fight was just he throws the spike at you, like you punch it or you kick it, it would be a cakewalk. But the fact that he throws the one in the middle always throws me off. Thanks, Azura. I don't know if we can beat this. This final fight is kind of ridiculous. Already dead. Awesome. It's not a good feeling to make it to the end of the game and you can't beat the final boss. Now this is just absurd. What? Are you kidding me, man? I can't dodge all of that. He takes up like 3/4 of the screen real estate and he's chucking demons and dogs at me. I can't beat that, bruh. That's just ridiculous. Oh, maybe it's not. Maybe that's actually super doable if I just stay in the middle. Unlimited continues, yes. I'm just panicking. I'm panicking and I keep getting hit because of it. But if I just... Okay. If I hang out in the middle and I can hit him before he gets to start moving around, I might be able to do this. I don't even think I have to kill the dogs during that second phase. I'm pretty sure I can just jump over them if I'm positioned right. Freaking Cujo, man. Okay, but he hits me. That's the problem. I gotta figure out how to jump and dodge the canine heads, move out of the way, and be able to hit him. I don't know if I'm nimble enough to be able to do all of that, though, in one fell swoop. Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm choking now. I can feel it. Yeah, there's unlimited continues, but my patience is not unlimited. If I didn't have to do the elevator segment and this boss fight after dying every time, I would be totally down. But it's the fact that I have to redo all of this. Splish splash, I'm taking a bath. You stop. God damn it, I'm choking. I can literally feel it in my head. I'm choking. No, I'm not going to use save states. I'll give up. I'll quit, but I don't want to use save states again, because that was the whole point. The whole point of this stream was to finally beat this game from my childhood without save states. I'll just give up if I die. Yes, I played Resident Evil 6 and RE5, and I think I like them more than most people. People are really critical of RE5 and 6 nowadays. I don't think they're as good as 4, but they're fun. The one in the middle, man, every time. I got like 2 lives to do this because I only have 2 hit points. Son of a bitch. Man! I'm choking. I'm getting up in my own head about it. I don't think it's possible to do that without getting hit. Either by the dogs or by the big mass of gore flesh. That was my strat, was to just hang in the middle. I'm really starting to rethink. Oh, come on, man! Shit. Yeah, because I get hit. I get hit on the rebound. I either get hit by the dogs or get hit by the boss itself. I think these are the most lives that I've had going into this. I only have 2 health, but I have pretty much 3 lives compared to the 2 that I usually have. It's like you don't even have any time to react to that, man. It flies at you so fast, and there's like a half second of delay when you press the punch or kick button, and Rick actually doing it. Son of... What if I come flying in at him, jump over the first dog, and then kick him? I don't know if that's even possible, but okay. Gonna get hit twice immediately. That's cool. That's fine. That's chill. That's chill. Nah, one way or another, I'm getting hit by either the dog or the boss. There's no way. Stop! Come on, bro. Oh, man, this is so hard. Hey, Nomu, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good Sunday. This is Splatterhouse 2 for the Genesis, and it is hard as a mother. There's no way. It feels like it's almost possible to do this without taking a hit, but man, he just spams projectiles at you. But this is the final boss, man. I made it through the whole game without using save states. I'm not going to start using them here. Hitbox looks so tight. Yeah, it goes both ways, because Rick's punch can hit enemies from further away than it appears, but also Rick's hurt box is the size of Texas. You gotta be like really precise. Even pause buffering like isn't helping me here, and usually that's an award-winning strat with older video games. Again, that's how I beat Castlevania. Like, I can't beat Dracula without pause buffering, but it's not really helping me in this game because the hitboxes, the hurt boxes are so huge. I have infinite continues in this game, but if you die to the final boss, you have to redo this segment all over again. Damn. Yeah, the Mega Drive version, the Japanese version, and I think the PAL version, you have limited continues, so in a rare instance of making the game easier when they brought it to North America. Also, I'm just now realizing you can in fact duck the ones that come at you in the middle. No, you can't. Maybe if I'm far enough back on the boat, you can? Yeah, you gotta redo this whole, like the whole level. Infinite continues, but if you die to the final boss, you have to do the elevator segment and this fight with this lake monster all over again. And I can feel myself choking as I keep getting more and more game overs. Happy Canadian Thanksgiving? You wacky Canadians celebrating Thanksgiving in October. Did you and your folks eat your din-din? Because you said you were making Canadian Thanksgiving turkey. Oh, you're heading out. Okay, thanks for tuning in, Zura. Enjoy your dinner. By the time you come back, I'm still going to be fighting this boss, probably. You're not going to miss much. Yeah, if this game didn't have unlimited continues, I would still be on the... I would be on the, like, 3rd level. Are the staples the same, or do they have some different courses? I guess we'll have to ask her when she gets back. Turkey and stuffing, potatoes, mashed potatoes. go. Dies instantly. All right. Run it back, baby. Punch Cujo in the stupid face. Okay. It almost feels like I can do this without getting hit, but the hitboxes are so precise that I don't know. I gotta find some way to execute this without getting hit. That's it. I found it. You punch the first dog and I can jump over it. I've said it a couple times, but the Splatterhouse games, for as hard as they are, they're usually pretty telegraphed. Like with this, you can kick this guy, jump up, hit him in the head, do it again, and you could just rinse and repeat. And then for this phase, well, for this phase, it's still bullshit, but it's the same pattern every time. I either gotta hit the first or the second dog on the left. And I'm not sure which I need to kill, but I gotta kill one of them. Do you kick? Jump? It's all in the mind. Kick, jump, kick. Like, you can learn the patterns, you can master it, which is what I like about Splatterhouse. That being said, the shit is still impossible. I don't know if that's actually a valid strat. I don't even know how I'm supposed to dodge that shit. He's flying around at 1,000,000 miles an hour. I don't even know if that's possible. I want a cup of coffee. I might BRB here in a second. I'm not giving up yet. We're gonna try this one more time, and then I'm gonna take a BRB, and then we'll be back. But I want to beat this damn game. I was only ever able to beat it on emulators back in the day, save scumming. I want to do it legit. We'll do it live! Fuck it! Gotta lock in. I got 1 hit point to fight Delago. Imagine you go into your office and you find that your keyboard is now a waffle keyboard. I don't... what does that... What does that mean? Is that like a Dvorak keyboard? Remember back in the 2010s when all the hipsters were like, nah, bro, forget QWERTY. Dvorak keyboard. Now that's where it's at. I'm like, okay, bro. Waffle iron themed keyboard. We gotta take this to Shark Tank, you guys. We gotta get this funded. Why he hit me with 2 of them? He 2-pieced me. You can't do that. You can't do that. All right. I have a pretty good strat for the first 2 phases now. I'm still unsure about that second phase. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do about that final phase where he's just going bananas, flying around like a crazy person. I don't know what to do there, but these first two phases I've got down pat, I think. Shit. Or at least I thought. Punch the dog. Punch the dog, jump around him. Maybe I don't have a strat for that. What am I supposed to do? Jump around now! The music really turns me on. This is impossible. And stand to the left side, punch the first dog, and go from there. I think I've tried that. Also, hello, Oscar. Welcome to the stream. We can try it again. There's not a ton of room for experimentation, because if I die, I have to redo that all over again. The freaking input delay, man. I don't think it's the emulator. I genuinely think it's just Splatterhouse 2. I think it just eats your input sometimes. But I'm stubborn. I want to beat this game. I don't know how much more patience I have to exercise with it. I was punching him, bro. I really don't want to use save states. I would sooner quit, but I think I'm just gonna take a BRB here in a few. And then we'll come back. That might work. That might work, Oscar. That might work. We're gonna run it back. Ow, that didn't hit with the poppycock. Okay, yeah, I'm getting tilted. I'm gonna take a BRB. We'll be back in a couple minutes.
You never gave up, and you can all pretend you never gave up, and you can all pretend you gave, and you can all.
Okay. All right. I think I'm gonna try to implement Oscar's strategy of hanging to the left instead of hanging out in between them, because I think that might work better. Let's see. I'm gonna eat a game over immediately. Just fast forward this. I need to go into this with as many lives as possible. I can't be dying on this elevator segment. Good thing is I mostly know the pattern now. Mostly. For this elevator. I knew it! I second-guessed myself. I knew it was gonna drop from the middle. Okay. Depending on how long this goes, we're not going to be able to get to The Walking Dead tonight, but we shall see. I'm okay with that if I'm able to beat this game. So the first phase, he's throwing heads at me in the form of like sine waves and square waves and stuff, and then the second phase is when he attacks me with the dogs in the middle. And then the final phase, he turns into a bat and starts flying around like a crazy person, which I don't know what I'm supposed to do there. one in the middle, man, I'm telling you. The spike that he throws in the middle is so tricky. You can duck under it only if you're at the very edge of the boat, but again, you can't hang out back here because you can't pick up the spike things that he throws at you. God damn, the one in the middle. Malcolm in the middle. Okay. Okay. All right. I got a Nescafe. Got my caffeine.
Don't talk to me until I've had my coffee.
All right, let's ball. You know what would be cool? If I had my shotgun. That would be gangster. Well, I really don't know if it's emulator chicanery or what, but a lot of my inputs are getting ate up during this fight. Maybe there's too much stuff going on screen at once and the game's like... I wonder, if I were playing this on a Genesis, would I be struggling as... Probably. Let's just cope. That's just... What are you even saying? Oh, if I were playing this on Genesis, I'd be doing way better. No, you wouldn't, Wyatt. No, you wouldn't. Shut up.
Genesis wouldn't intend Genesis.
That's it. You're totally right, Oscar. Boom. Boom. That's 100% what I gotta do. Okay. I still don't know what the strat is for that final phase where he's flying around like a crazy person, but if I can make it to that phase with all of my health, I might be able to damage boost it depending on how much health he has. Yeah, that is way easier. That's it. That's literally it. We did it. No more, right? That's it. That's it. That's the end of it. Shoutouts to Oscar, the MVP. If I had kept being stubborn and kept trying to do that same strat, we would have never beaten him. Staying to the left of the screen, that was the strat right there. Banger alert. Yeah, this game has such a good soundtrack. It clears the other Splatterhouse games. The monstrous visage disappeared into the lake. And the terror mask has left me as I was with Jennifer. But what of the mask? Vincent Price laugh. As long as that mask remains, it can happen again. Yeah, this is literally how JoJo starts. The stone mask. That's the first time I've beaten Splatterhouse 2 without save states. Yeah, staying to the left and just punching it, that was the strat right there. I totally see why this is people's favorite Splatterhouse game. It is a natural progression of the first Splatterhouse, like I said at the beginning. I don't think anything can ever top the first Splatterhouse for me. I just have such a strong nostalgic connection with that game, and it's just personally my favorite. Shoutouts to Milky Ako, who apparently was the composer of this game. They did a great job. And then Splatterhouse 3 is pretty wacky. Splatterhouse 3 shakes up the formula. I enjoy it quite a bit, but much like this game, Splatterhouse 3 is kind of ridiculously hard, and it's definitely more divisive. Definitely more divisive than Splatterhouse 1 and 2, because it's more of like a Streets of Rage type beat 'em up than these two games, which are like a weird in-between of a side-scroller and a beat 'em up, but good game. I can finally say that I've beaten Splatterhouse 2 without save states, which is pretty cool. Shoutouts to 100 Taro. Sounds like a SoundCloud rapper name. Milky Ako. And in Splatterhouse 3, we actually get an answer to what the deal is with the terror mask, which is pretty damn cool. If we can beat it, that is. I'm not even sure if we're going to be able to beat Splatterhouse 3. Splatterhouse 3, I might allow myself a mulligan, and I might save state it to beat it, because Splatterhouse 1 and 2 are hard but doable and masterable, like they're telegraphed, right? Like I've been saying. Splatterhouse 3 is kind of bullshit. I like it, but it's the most bullshit of the trilogy. It's also, in my opinion, the scariest of the trilogy. I love the atmosphere in Splatterhouse 3, but we'll do that here in like a week or so. Hunted P misspelled in the credits, and it's actually Hunted Taro. I wouldn't be surprised. Friggin' Hunted P. Ghost tried to approach me, he got leery. Yeah, almost 2 hours. Good ass game, classic 16-bit beat 'em up side scroller. Probably my least favorite of the three, just because I would say objectively this is a better game than Splatterhouse 3. Splatterhouse 3 has way more flaws, but nothing's gonna top the first game. But I totally see why this is people's favorite in the Splatterhouse trilogy. What did they lock him up for anyways? I think it's like a Yuji Naka situation where Hunted P, I don't think he was actually arrested. He scammed people and he's like a criminal, but I don't think he was actually arrested and charged for anything. I could be wrong about that. But Yuji Naka never actually went to prison. That's a misconception. Yeah, that's gonna do it for the Splatterhouse 2 stream. Got quite a few people here, which was dope. I'm still probably gonna come back later tonight with Telltale's The Walking Dead. But if I don't see you then, or if I don't go live later tonight with episode 3 of The Walking Dead, you guys have a great rest of your night and a good upcoming weekend. I'll see you later.